I'm going to show you guys how to make the most delicious, flavorful, smooth frijoles, and it's so easy. Here I have a cup and a half of beans. I washed them, and we're just going to add a quarter piece of onion, 2 garlic cloves, and a small piece of jalapeno. I'm just going to sprinkle in some onion powder, garlic powder. I'm going to add 1 teaspoon chicken bouillon, 1 teaspoon cumin, and 1 teaspoon of salt, and I'm going to mix that together and let it pressure cook for 15 minutes. At this point, the beans weren't done, so I'm just going to place the top back on and let them cook for 30 minutes. And at this point, my frijoles were done, so this is how they look. I'm just going to add them into my blender, and I did remove the jalapeno, but you guys can keep that in there if you want to. In a pan, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of butter and some olive oil, and I'm just going to saute or cook my jalapeno and my onion. I used about half of a small onion and 1 jalapeno, but I'm just going to mix that together and let it cook for about 3 minutes, making sure it doesn't burn. And then I'm going to pour in my frijoles, and at this point they're nice and smooth. Don't worry about how thin they are because they will thicken up. I'm just going to add another tablespoon of butter. I'm just going to add a half a teaspoon of salt and 1/4 teaspoon of cumin, and I'm just going to mix this together. And at this point, the frijoles smell so delicious and they were so good. I hope you guys try this recipe. Make sure you guys are subscribed to me. Give me a thumbs up. Make sure you follow me on TikTok and Instagram. Make sure you guys share this video with your friends and family. And yeah, I hope you guys like this recipe. Adios. I'm going to show you guys how you can make some delicious salsa, and it's so easy. And it's perfect for your tacos, your flautas, or whatever. To a pot of water, I'm going to add a quarter piece of onion, 1 jalapeno, 3 tomatoes, and 2 tomatillos, along with 2 cloves of garlic. And I'm just going to let this boil. And I'm also going to be adding 3 chile de árbol. And I'm going to let it boil. Once it's done, this is how it looks. So I'm just going to transfer it into my blender. I'm just going to remove everything from the pot into my blender. And once I'm done doing that, I'm just going to put a bunch of cilantro into the blender, along with 1/3 of a cup of the water that everything cooked in. I'm also going to be adding 1 teaspoon of chicken bouillon and 1/4 teaspoon of cumin, along with 1 teaspoon of salt. And I was just using a half a teaspoon measuring thing. So yeah, I just put 2 of those in there, and that made 1 teaspoon of salt. But I'm just going to blend everything together until it's smooth like this. I'm just going to pour it into my glass bowl. And the salsa smells so good at this point. But I'm just going to add some Mexican oregano. And I'm going to add a half a lime. And I'm going to squeeze out all of the juice. And this salsa is perfect for anything, any food, tacos, like I said before. But yeah, and if you guys would like your salsa spicier, you could add more chile de árbol. But I'm just going to mix my salsa, and this is how I made my delicious salsa. I hope you guys try this recipe. Make sure you guys share this video with your family and friends. And don't forget to subscribe and give me a thumbs up. Adios. I'm going to show you guys how I made my delicious loaded cheesy potatoes with a delicious creamy shrimp sauce. And it was so delicious. Everyone loved it. I'm going to start off by cutting my shrimp into small pieces. And I just used 1 whole bag of shrimp. And I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of butter to my pan. I'm going to add all of my shrimp. And I'm just going to let this saute for about 2 minutes or until they turn pink. Shrimp doesn't cook that long, so yeah. I'm going to add about 1/4 teaspoon of salt to my shrimp. or you can add salt to taste. But once my shrimp is done, I'm just going to remove them from my pan, and this is how my shrimp looks. After removing my shrimp, I'm just going to add a tablespoon of butter, and I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of garlic and a quarter piece of onion that's small, that's chopped small. And I'm going to get my whisk and whisk everything together. I'm going to let my onions and garlic saute for about 2 minutes. I'm going to add in 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. I'm going to add in 1 cup of mozzarella cheese. And at this point, my sauce has been simmering for about 5 minutes. I'm going to just add in my shrimp back into the pot. And the sauce already looks so delicious. And it smelled really delicious. But I'm just going to mix it, and I'm going to add in some chicken bouillon. I added in about 1 teaspoon of chicken bouillon. And I'm going to sprinkle over some freshly chopped parsley. I'm just going to mix it. And the sauce was so delicious. You guys need to try this recipe. And I'm also going to be using 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. Next, after my sauce is made, I'm just going to leave it on the stove and leave it on warm with the top over it. I'm going to remove the potatoes from the potato. And I'm going to add it into the bowl. And I'm just going to do this to all of my potatoes. I used about 12 to 13 potatoes. I'm going to add 1 stick of salted butter. I'm just going to mix this or smash my potatoes down with my potato masher. And I'm just going to go in with my hand mixer. I'm going to add 1 pack of cream cheese and 1/4 cup of heavy whipping cream. And I'm going to mix that together. I'm also going to be adding 8 ounces of sour cream. I'm just going to mix this together. And these potatoes were cooked 2 days ago. So these potatoes weren't freshly cooked. That's why they were kind of hard to take out of the skin. But if you guys have freshly cooked potatoes, then your potatoes are going to be more fluffier and more creamier than mine was, because mine was kind of cold. But I'm just going to add 1 cup of mozzarella cheese and salt to taste, and also black pepper to taste. But I added about 1/2 tablespoon to my potatoes of salt. I'm just going to mix everything together. And at this point, my potato mixture is done. So I'm just going to stuff the potatoes. But like I said, guys, if you have fresh potatoes, then your potatoes are going to be more smooth. And you guys should go check out the other video that I made. I made carne asada loaded potatoes. But yeah, you guys should go check that recipe out. But I'm just going to stuff my other potato. But you guys can add the salt and the seasoning as you taste and as you go. But yeah, make sure you guys are tasting your food as you go, so that you don't add too much salt, or you make sure you have enough salt or enough chicken bouillon in your shrimp sauce. But yeah, I'm just going to add my potatoes into my pan. I'm going to sprinkle over some mozzarella cheese once I'm done putting the potato filling back inside. But yeah, make sure you guys make this the day that you bake your potatoes. It'll be more smoother. But yeah, I'm just going to bake this on 375 for 10 minutes or until the cheese melts. And this is how it looks once it's out the oven. I'm just going to pour over the delicious creamy shrimp sauce. And this potato was so delicious, and you guys have to try this. If you love seafood, then you're definitely going to love this. I hope you guys are subscribed to me. Give me a thumbs up. Make sure you guys share this video with your family and friends. Make sure you follow me on TikTok and Instagram. And adios. I'm going to show you guys how I made my delicious guisado burritos. For the ingredients, we're going to need 2 large potatoes cut into cubes, and we're going to boil them. 2 tablespoons of chicken bouillon, 1 tablespoon of Mexican oregano, 1.5 tablespoons of cumin, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, along with 7 guajillo chiles that has been soaking in warm water. We're also going to need 2 tomatoes roasted and 2 garlic cloves roasted. To my meat, I'm going to add the chopped onions, the cumin, and the black pepper. I'm going to mix it together well. I'm going to add my meat into my pan. I'm just going to cook it. And I'm just going to break my meat down using my spatula. And at this point, the meat is done cooking. I'm going to set it to the side while I make the sauce. I'm going to add my 2 roasted tomatoes and my 2 roasted garlic cloves, along with the guajillo chiles, 1.5 cups of water, and I'm going to blend that together. I'm going to add my boiled potatoes in with my meat, and I'm just going to mix that together. I'm going to add in the sauce, and I'm just going to mix this, and I'm going to add in the Mexican oregano and the chicken bouillon. And guys, I forgot to mention this, but I used 2 pounds of ground beef. But once my guisado is done, it smells really good and tastes delicious. I'm going to add some homemade frijoles, some Mexican rice, some mozzarella cheese and Kobe jack cheese, the guisado, pico de gallo, and some sour cream. I'm just going to roll this into a burrito. And I just have my pan heating up with butter in it. I'm going to place the burrito in there and give it a little toast. But once my burrito is done, I'm just going to cut it. And this is how my guisado burrito came out. I hope you guys try this recipe. This was really delicious and very fulfilling. And guys, if you want spice, just add a chile de árbol into the tomato mixture. Make sure you guys are subscribed. Give me a thumbs up. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram. Adios.